Hello everyone, thank you for listening and watching. My name is Nefertiti and you can find my information in the description box below. This is the weekly energy reading for October 26th through October 30th, 2020, leading up to the Taurus full blue moon, which I will be doing a separate video on because we definitely need to get the energies of that one so that we can fully utilize that manifestation, that clearing, that ending of old cycles type of support and energy that's going to be coming through for us when that full moon goes exact. So let's get into the astrology for the week. Remember, these are general energy readings, so take what resonates and leave the rest. If you'd like more personal information, you can book a reading using the information in the description box below. So the sun is transiting deep, all or nothing Scorpio, along with retrograde Mercury. And overall, this is a relatively calm week as we approach the Taurus full moon, the blue moon, and Venus is going to be moving into Libra along with Mercury going back, retrograding back into Libra next week. So this is kind of like the calm before the storm. And I already did a video covering Mercury retrograde and all of the aspects. I will link it at the end of this video. So we definitely have some anticipatory type energies this week. Maybe still dealing with some lingering ascension symptoms, definitely some anxiety. I've been having a lot of issues with my son. He's very sensitive to astrology, to any of the shifts that happen with the Schumann resonance too. He will have insomnia, be just grumpy, and with Mars retrograde in my 5th house of creativity, children, and love in square to my moon, this has not been a easy 2 weeks for us, but that's okay. You know, awareness is key. So I've been able to, navigate these energies. I still lose it sometimes, but hey, that's the energy. And I'm trying not to swear in these videos, so y'all help me, okay? But overall, it could be just this feeling of like you're waiting for the other shoe to drop, right? Just with everything that's gone on this entire year. But I would suggest that we use this energy to kind of bring us back into balance, right? Because we've definitely been feeling depleted mentally, emotionally with this energy. Nobody has escaped with having to deal with lower aspects of themselves, connecting to fear issues, control issues, especially as we're dealing with this pandemic, this lockdown. We've had some shadow work opportunities presented to us for sure. So use this time to kind of relax. I mean, it is Mercury retrograde. We're not really, in the energy of starting new projects, starting new things anyway. And it's so interesting to me, despite all that's going on in the media, in the world, in people's personal lives, there are still people in denial about awakening, ascension, or even the practical changes that they need to make in their lives that are necessary for them to make progress. These people are going to have a really difficult time, in my opinion, as we continue on through this year and into next year when Saturn and Jupiter are in Aquarius. It's going to be interesting for people like that. You could be really challenged if this is you and you're in that energy of resistance. You're just going to feel like you're being left behind, right? This energy is progressing us forward. And I like the analogy that one spiritual YouTuber used about an airplane flight when it comes to ascension. Everybody's going to get on that airplane, right? Some people will get on first. Some people will get on in first class. Some people will get on in coach. But everybody's getting on that plane. It's just a matter of time, right? So that's the way ascension works. We're all on different paths. We're all on different timelines. But it's helpful to know that when you release as much resistance as you can, the path gets a little bit easier. It gets a little more clearer, no matter what's going on in the astrology. That's just my opinion. But that's the way I like to perceive these energies, right? This is just what's going on. And we have foresight now, so we can be prepared. Working on yourself can be hard at times, but it's necessary. All things grow and evolve. It's just a matter of us making a decision of how long it's going to take, how many experiences we have to go through before we get the lessons. Synchronicities are very high right now, so pay attention. You know, there's a lot of lunar energy this week. As I mentioned, we've got, the blue moon. So that's 2 full moons, 1 new moon. We've got retrograde planets. So we're definitely connected to the other side of the veil. So pay attention. You're getting ideas. You're getting synchronicities. Things that you can act upon, things that you can do, especially as Mars and Mercury begin to move forward. So let's move on to the Oracle and Tarot cards. And from the Angel Answers deck, Forgiveness and Trust came out. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and he reminded me that forgiveness is always the answer. I agree with this, but I also know that forgiveness does not mean that you allow harmful people or situations to continue or stay in your life. You forgive them and you release them. That's the next step with forgiveness, is deciding whether or not you should move forward with that situation, that circumstance, that relationship, right? And we're all going through that right now. Trust that all the adjustments that you're making in your life are for your highest good, and forgive yourself for having negative emotions about it. It's not always easy to change. It's heartbreaking, to walk away from people and situations. It can make you feel angry. It can make you depressed, perhaps, that you wasted so much time with a situation or with a person. But everything has a purpose. Nothing is ever wasted, right? That's what vulture reminds us of. We think of vulture as a repulsive animal that only eats, carnage and waste. But we need vulture spirit. I'm digressing, but anyway, Mercury retrograde. Trust in your spirit team to heal and transmute any negative emotional slush that's coming up. As I mentioned, I've been having some difficulties with my son, and I have to remind myself, that I'm human and I get tired sometimes, and I own a business, and I'm having to, still do that and take care of him and take care of myself. That's the first priority, right? But it's okay for me to not be okay sometimes. And I have to remind myself that I'm only human. When I lose my SHIT, but trust that everything is happening for your highest good. We know this on deeper levels, but it's not always going to be all good, right? We work with the present moment. We understand that this too shall pass. We can forgive ourselves. We can trust the process. We can trust that everything and everyone has a purpose. Let's move on to the crystal, and Braciated Jasper is showing up. Braciated Jasper is a very cleansing and grounding root chakra stone that helps to dispel energy, helps with mental clarity and organization on a practical level, which is often the issue. You don't have a plan and you're not organized. If you have those two things in place, that makes the challenges, the curveballs that life throws at you a lot easier to handle, right? Braciated Jasper helps you to feel grounded when life is overwhelming. And if you are experiencing a Kundalini activation at this time or overwhelming ascension symptoms, Braciated Jasper will help to stabilize these energies so that they're easier for you to process. If you look at the image on the forgiveness card, this looks to me like the Ascended Master Kuan Yin. And like Kuan Yin, Braciated Jasper helps you to overcome guilt, to forgive yourself, especially sexual guilt. You can trust your emotions. You can maintain healthy relationships. You can use Braciated Jasper to help you Learn how to do these things to help you in a practical way in the present moment, to forgive yourself, to move forward, and to not resist any types of adjustments that you need to make within yourself and within your relating patterns when it comes to you connecting to other people. Let's move on to the spirit animal, and polar bear is showing up. Like the trust and forgiveness cards, polar bear symbolizes the need to release emotional baggage. Polar bears survive in some of the harshest environments. They are able to find food and shelter and take care of their young, even when there's a blizzard going on for months on end. So call on the polar bear when you need this kind of strength and fortitude. Polar bear also helps with mental clarity, endurance, introspection, and strength, which we all need right now. Polar bear also speaks to the awakening taking place on a collective level. You know, the environment is harsh and cold at times, but this will only help you to know how courageous you are and how courageous we all are for having chosen to incarnate at this time. Polar bear will help you to trust, to stay focused on your mission, on your light work, on your purpose. Let's move on to the angel number, and 313 is showing up. This is an ascended master number. Like I mentioned earlier, I feel like this is Kuan Yin on the forgiveness card. And I feel like we're surrounded by the ascended masters right now to help us with forgiving ourselves, to help us to heal, to help us navigate this weird time that we're living in. Help us stay optimistic, be positive about our life. And like the trust card, 313 helps us to listen to our intuition and take action as guided. Spirit wants us to live from our highest selves. And we can use these challenging times to strengthen our spiritual connection. I'm reminded of a quote from Wayne Dyer when I see 313. Generally speaking, all spiritual advancements are preceded by a fall of some sort. So we're definitely experiencing a fall collectively. So we can trust that we're on the right path, no matter what's going on, no matter what we're seeing on the news, no matter what's going on in our personal lives. We have our tools and our weapons as light workers. We have our tools of meditation, of going within, of being willing to do our shadow work, being willing to heal. And then we have our weapons of spiritual protection, of dispelling negative energy, right? Sending negative energy back to its source, of staying grounded and connected to the earth, and calling on our spirit team to protect us, to guide us, to help us heal, to help us feel and know that we are not alone. All right. So thank you so much for listening and watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I look forward to speaking to you again really, really soon. Have a wonderful week. Namaste.